setting some of these up real fast. Get all the usual links out of the way. Tell the Discord that I'm good to go. Or pretend like I'm good to go, which is like the same thing. I get this over a little bit. But also remember to open Discord since I have the computer off and then turn it back on. Right. Right, send to everyone. Send that to everyone. I think it automatically does Fox this thing now, so I don't even have to do it. Yep. Oh, nice. Turn this a little bit so I come off to the side of the world here. Less than bueno. Monitor the YouTube thingy. Get this down, set up the chat. Didn't know this earlier, didn't do it. Happens. I was like halfway through building a dialogue system, but you know, that's following a tutorial series and then trying to edit my stuff into it, so it's like it's not there yet. Because I'm like partway through and I'm like, what I'm gonna do though is remove something from this because it's okay, but realistically I don't want this being set visible right now because it's kind of weird looking. And well, I guess I could leave it. Yeah, it blinks though. Also, I don't think I want to do it, so I should have a like an enemy thing, I think, reserves. This. So if it's not an enemy, then you can reveal a name. And if it is an enemy, get out of the way, rather maintain what's going on here. Little Twitch is like, well, someone's. Oh, 1 second. I'm broken one. Right. A bunch of people watching on YouTube or something? Your stream chat's like, hey, there's like a bunch of people watching. There's only like 2 of them on Twitch though, so I was like, maybe. Right. So I don't want that to flash if it's an enemy because that would just be annoying in combat. There's already enough visual stimulus going on without it flashing the name of the enemy too. So let's go ahead and cram this in here, and if false to this, I also connected the reset in there, right? Sure. So now grab an NPC real fast. We'll put him over here or something, just on top of the thing. What are those used count? Anyway. I don't have any sound. so I don't see that, but sound? Oh boy. Supposedly there was sound. Right? Look this again, see if there's sound appearing in this, because I don't hear any of my earbuds here. Which isn't like the end of the world, but weird. Is this playing noise? Okay. Let me check some settings here so I can see why I don't have sound. At least sound for me. Might be sound for you guys, I can't tell. Oh. Was it putting the music into there? Oh my gosh. Sounds all like, we're going to use the microphone for that instead. And like, you test it now. Oh, maybe not. Unless it just wants to change the settings for me. I hear it now. Okay. So why are you not displaying a name? I should have a name. He's not an enemy. Oh. I'll say his name if you're like clicking, but it does a flash thing, just like it flashes this. I don't know how I feel about that part, but I think, well, first of all, I want to shrink the size. Doot, 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 doot. 3.6. And then reset off does this and blinks it there. This focus system might not be good for this setup here. I was trying to think of when there's a point where you could actually do what I want to do with it. Like flashing the name's easy because it flashes the other thing too. But this keeps going over and over. So event on focus triggers this. Goes this, runs this thing here. We'll continuously add it, right? I don't think there's actually a way to set it in that one without a whole new system. So I'm not sure how much I care right now, but I'll probably fix it when I finish messing with that dialogue system. But I gotta follow like, I don't know, I guess tutorials are deceptively longer than they should be. Because he adds all the stuff and doesn't matter. Your location. I should get player or anything for that. Can I have a player reward? Maybe. Hey 2D Bart, how's it going? And thanks. Guess it still is Thanksgiving for us. Figured for most people watching it, it'd be like the next day for them and they'd be like available. Unlike yesterday, or for them it would almost all them. Well, I guess technically they wouldn't take it off anyway. I was like, wait a minute, technically Thanksgiving's just an American thing. Oh well, I didn't feel good yesterday anyway. Relative rotation. Yep, happy Thanksgiving to you. I got halfway through adding a dialogue system, following some tutorials, and I will probably finish it later, but there was a blinking name thing, which I don't know if I like, but I'll at least tweak it to look a little better. I got to the point where it was already mostly made, and then they were explaining how he had it all set up. So I kind of had a better idea this time. Like everyone did the tutorial a long time ago for it and didn't understand anything, and now I was able to edit it to a whole bunch of stuff to make it way better, but there we go. Now it'll follow. It still flashes, which is annoying. Doesn't do it for the enemies. I need a talk icon. Oh, I fixed this problem too. Did it off stream. For whatever reason, just in this instance, it had been set to no collision, specifically in the things right here. Just for this one instance, it was terrible. I was like, I didn't even think about that being the problem. Yeah, today I think it's just more level design and fixing, like making combat better. Now that the star's not involved. Any more NPCs to rescue too? 1 second. Anyway, how's your night going? I just jabber on here. I guess it's part of what I do. I'm supposed to jabber on. It's all the talking. Mad talking. I'm actually pretty happy with this room on average. But this doesn't need to be there. Get rid of that. That's fair. I consider being lazy and doing nothing as well, but I don't know, like I've been kind of, building up momentum as far as, streaming, so not streaming is usually a bad idea if I, feel okay enough to stream. Seems like I would get more traffic if I continuously do it. I'm like, I guess I'll stream. I enjoy streaming. I don't know why that wasn't there. Doesn't really fit very well. I'd have to move them all over. Oh. Thanks for it, Mr. Dima981. How'd your stream go? Yeah, just kind of started for the most part. Been fixed a couple problems. Set up a thing so now the name blinks when it's, or like you can mouse over NPCs and have it do something. Slow one. I'm not surprised. I mean, the whole Thanksgiving thing does kind of make it hard. Yeah, now it does this thing here. If this guy would stop rudely interrupting, jeez, there's not even a nav mesh down. He just wanted to stab me. What a dick. Look at that drive-by. Wow. Finished the project, huh? Sort of project. I'll put this guy somewhere as the guy to rescue, and I'll replace him with the person you're supposed to rescue. Where do you rescue him at, though? Because I have this whole area to rescue one of them. And that's one room. Actually, you do it there. So one room, 2 rooms. Actually, you go this room first. So 3 rooms. Like, yeah. 4, 5, 6. Good rescue in here. There's already a key up here. Huh. Be a good room to have a rescue in it, though, because it's kind of a big room and it needs something to do. And have him stuck on a shelf and you gotta get him down. He can live here. Just randomly on a shelf. Confused that he's on a shelf. Hating his life and wondering how he got to this shelf. Yes. I did some of the modeling. I did Poppet. I think I did most of the females. All the victims. Have you seen the tour yet? Have I shown you in the game stuff? I did get some new stuff since I last did it, but... Oh, okay. Well, probably I'll show you the newest stuff, because I got some new toys. Oh wait, I don't know why I'm doing it that big. It doesn't go that big. Be like 50 tall. Calculate. Okay, well, when I did that, I forgot that was set to undo that. Still kind of waking up. I had my caffeine and I was happy, but I feel like it's never enough caffeine. All right, so I went and updated one of the weapons, so now it plays essentially Bomberman. It still can use some work. We're working on it fine, but it was the Empress, so. And the way it works is it sets floating mushrooms. The mushrooms tick up to 10, and then from that point on they become active and they blow up anybody nearby, you or them. See? And then it has a reverse mushroom. These mushrooms heal things, anything nearby, you or them. But you have to wait until they're active. Oh yeah, there's a new insanity effect. You start to go more insane, it starts flashing messages everywhere. Instead of just going dark. And the longer you stay insane, the worse it gets. They will shrink or grow larger. Oh, thanks. If you get your sanity back up enough, they'll all go away. Yep, now I'm working on making this weapon play better. It's either incredibly powerful or terrible, depending upon how it plays out. But I did kill a boss with it, so just this weapon, so it's not terrible that completely. I almost had energy using it though, so. Yeah, that's gonna be my issue, is the balancing. I don't know how it's gonna play out. The problem I see with this weapon is that it's essentially a runaway weapon. There's no reason to get anywhere near them, so the enemies need to be faster than you. On the other hand, it does hurt you though, so mining the entire battlefield does in fact lead to bad times for you as well. And once you run out of the curse thingy there, it's pretty bad news, because you gotta get it back, so it... I don't know how that's gonna play out. The other problem with this weapon is if you're oop, heal me. If you're away from all combat, you can just use it to completely heal yourself. So it pretty much takes away long-term damage as a problem, but then again, you can just go to a save point and also get that, so I don't know. I'm also trying to decide when I actually want to hand it out, though, as well. But it's my replacement for the star, which I don't want to hand out yet, because there's not enough space to hand it out. There's already too many goodies to give out, so... I could also give it a crappy attack, but I think you use the other weapons when you can't use the crappy attack, or when you can't do anything else. I gotta switch to the Fool and use it instead. The Fool got way cooler. That one's just gliding along the ground. Yeah, this has become... Oh yeah, this is my new favorite weapon. Oh yeah, this still has the super to do that. Boing. I don't know if you saw the Patrick fight or not. This one's a little low. Interesting. Guess that window is a little higher than the other windows. Magician needs some work too. I like to ride this up. Oops. Uh-oh. Almost put an explosive on there. That didn't say anything when I picked it up. Interesting. Huh. The key's broken. Yeah, I think it's... I don't know, I don't think it's going to be the hardest game in the world, that's for certain. I don't think it's going to be like pure survival things. I think the bosses will be harder. But I guess technically at any point, if I include a heal of this level, it would only be... as long as you could find a light source, you would basically always be good. You'd never ever be low life. So you need almost all the encounters to be able to really hurt the player to make a difference. Which kind of makes me wonder about such a weapon and handing out healing in the first place. So what might eventually happen is it might either cost a lot. You can't just use it all the time. Or we'll probably just include a lot of enemies that can be destroyed to drop like potions and stuff. So you can keep your health up. Versus, you know, just giving them a heal thingy. It's the same problem the Star had, where it's just like, well, at any point you have a light, you just get your health back. It's like, okay, well, this sucks. This isn't any fun. Well, I mean, it's really good, interesting in boss fights. Because then it gives you a chance to run away, hide, and, you know, gain your health back slowly. But I think it's more fun with the Empress, where you're trying to, you know, get hit by the heal without, you know, healing them, which would be much worse against bosses. I don't understand why this didn't work, though. So I might not even hand out the heal ability. It might just be you start with the Bomberman ability and then you go from there. Or maybe I don't give that out immediately at all. I just give out the grow plants thingy and then go from there as well. That's another option. It didn't say Patrick's key. Huh. Well, that's bizarre. I mean, if the keys don't work, that's what we have. We have a problem here. You know what I'm gonna do first before I get crazy with this? I'm gonna build the H load. Let's build everything real fast. Because it might be loading an old version of the key in or something with a slightly messed up name, though it should have said the name. But I have to remember that if I don't bother to sit there and build these periodically, it'll load like past versions of the game since everything's in the H load. I remember that when I encountered that problem for the first time, and I'm like, well, when I start the game up, things appear that weren't really there. And they show up in the editor as well, but only when the game's running. That's the H load. And so, I guess I was playing with the collectibles a little bit, though I didn't really change the keys at all. They should be fine. Yeah, right now I'm in the middle of trying to figure out how the upgrade system is for this game, where which abilities will be like need to be gated pretty hard. And we're not even talking about how you know, what the costs will be on everything and what health damage needs to be on everything. It's going to be kind of a bit more math than I guess I was expecting a lot, but I keep making all these neat abilities, and it's like, well, how am I going to balance that? I mean, it doesn't got to be that balanced. Like, things can be unbalanced. Something can be better than something else. Let them find something that's just like the coolest thing ever and play it. And hey, you know, if you can play the game with like a bunch of different styles, like I'll have to make the fool probably do more damage on average than the other weapons because you got to run up and hit with it, but it's also a limitless thing, so what is this even talking about? Yeah, no keys thing? Something weird about those? Oh, there's a cool piano too. This was made by one of my Discord users. Nice guy. He sells assets, Beetle Games. Yep, plays the notes and everything. Probably need to make the black keys a little bigger because Poppet can't really stand on them very well. And that's not any fun. Poppet should be able to stand on them, but yep. Steampunk keyboard, very important. Yes. Yes, indeed. I think a few streams ago, I was sitting there trying to make this play well with my game. Plays okay. Does now. But yep. I thought that was cool. It makes me excited. Yes, indeed. I'm adding more weird contraptions to the world now. In this area, like, you know, before it was kind of bland looking, and then I started realizing that this is like the area that the regular people aren't supposed to see, so having all this, you know, crazy steampunk looking technology would be more fitting. Plus I wanted the magician altar to be cooler. And it's got its own Mega Man capsule, which I really jokingly wanted to, you know, you jump in there and then Poppet's shoes change color or something, you know. But no. You push the button and you can get inside. Well, you sort of can. I should make it so these little thingies damage you. But the problem is they actually have an orb on them, so, well, it's hard to see. So I don't know how that part kind of sucks, but you can get past them in there. Or I'll just put something in the front here to jump on too, like just some sort of standy thing. I didn't put the rest of the control panel here or anything, but you know, I'll get to that. I'm gonna grab a key real fast here. This key should be pretty easy to test with. Wait, which one's the magician key? It should be right here. This should be a real easy one to test with to see if it's all the keys that are broken or just something wrong with that one. Yep. I pretty much got it down to where I'm just gonna use 4 of the tarot cards for the demo. What am I stuck on? What? There's something up here I was stuck on, I couldn't move. Which is weird. Because it'll move backwards. I couldn't move out the thing. Okay. That's all I care about there. Oh, it opens. I'm just being mean and hiding the convenience key. It would let you go through these areas real quickly. I made this the new starting room. Made the you acquire the Fool here now. Yeah, well, the one key was having some issues. I think what might have happened was the name was wrong. It didn't say anything when I picked it up, but like the name might have been wrong on the key because I remember changing it, and then the H-load will load the previous version of the key, so it probably had the wrong variable on it. Or the wrong information in the variable. It didn't say anything there. I might just drag a new key there then if that's the case. I don't know what its problem is, but it's just being stupid. Fair enough. Well, we solve problems the quick and easy way of don't care, do this. All right, let's grab this here. Let's put it in the right room because it's not a carnival room item anyway. Carnival cruise room over there. Hell yeah. This is the waiting room. To do this, I'm gonna get rid of the Patrick sign and replace it with a better version. All right, so I don't care about what's on this because all that really matters is what these doors are looking for. The doors are looking for... Yeah, exactly. Do it later, never touches it again. Yeah, the way the system works is it's looking just for this thing there. It gives the string to Poppet, adds it to one of her map variables, and then that's it. And it sorts by these things there and then just adds that. So it's real simple. They all use exactly the same code. I have no idea why that one's not working. I will once again build the H-load just in case. But just the H-load, not the everything else. No need to build everything else. But building the H-load does take longer and longer the bigger this gets. I've been going through and systematically replacing everything with a blueprint because you can't really interact with a static mesh. I mean, there are ways to interact with a static mesh, but it's finicky and weird as opposed to just, you know, having a blueprint that you could do all kinds of dumb crap with. Yes, yes, indeed. There are over 4,000 actors on this thing, so. And most of them are in H-load. I might need to take the city out of the H-load and then just have it, like, have really big LODs? I don't even know. I suppose so. Like, I'm gonna have to do something to make this work a little better. Because, if I don't set the H-load kind of low, the game doesn't play very well. But most of the time, you don't got to see that far. So it's kind of a hit or miss thing here. Seeing the rest of the city is very cool, though, and going outside is also very cool, so we'll see. I'm sure I can figure out something. What that is, I don't know yet, but hey, Patrick's room key. What was wrong with that thing? Don't know. And don't care. Yeah, but then it will look good. Another problem is you can go outside of the windows, like with the Empress here, you can go outside, but, well, you can go outside to certain areas. Boing. Going crazy, boys. Going crazy. See, because you can go outside for this kind of things here, and you'd be able to see stuff. Really? Wow. I appreciate that the enemies just incidentally use the bouncy couch to try to get to me. And are actually able to get to me even though they were never really programmed for that. So you go out during this, you literally can do that. Also, these are slightly higher apparently. Just both of them. Oh, the windows are. Good to know. I made added this to the a blueprint, the little levels reversible. Wait, 1 second. Nose position. Also, there's something wrong with the music because it's still playing the really loud music. Yeah, it needs to. I need to maybe change the rendering distance when you go out there past a certain point, and then change it back though. That'll cause a massive issue with the like there'll be a load right there that'll kind of lag everything. So right now I have this to fight Patrick as another option. I might lock out dodge during this. They eventually do shrink back down if you take too long. Also, the explode distance is probably a little too big. I'm probably gonna shrink it down. More importantly, if he's by that, it healed him, so kind of a problem. Versus the old squeaky toy weapon. Oh shit. I'll bonk you with a hammer. You don't game dev anymore. That's sad. I love doing it. It's just super fun to me, so, you know, I just kind of keep doing it, and it's an endless puzzle. I get to do art. Now that I stream it, I get to talk to people. This is also fun. I think I'm going to lock this dodge down to just the fool, because it looks like a fool ability. Now if you have Patrick's teeth, you actually take damage because he has a hit thingy on that. Recovering League player. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, it's... You don't gotta make the biggest game ever. I think the most fun you could probably have is, like, just game jams, honestly. You know? Like, where there's not, like... I mean, there could be some stakes to the jam, but, you know, you're not in it for years of your life. You know, you're just kind of doing something that's fun. For like a month or something, or maybe even a shorter one, you know? I usually like having like at least a month to figure stuff out, but... I've seen ones where like, it's like, oh yeah, 2 days, okay. I don't know if I like that kind of crunch time. That's rough. But... I gotta admit, having a real restrictor on how long you have for something really does kind of help focus a project quite a bit. I don't have the superfish yet. Yeah, this new heel is so much weirder to play with. I like this new heel because it's just more interesting than the other one. The other one just run away. Also, you end up healing the boss, which is not good for you. That's fair. So the Parkinson effect, yeah. Besides, it can be stream content to make games too. So I mean, you know, that's evidenced by what I do. And if there's one thing that is good about doing any kind of game dev, is the game dev community really likes to, you know, help each other out. So. Yeah, that's fair, yeah. This whole tracking time thing. I don't know if I like that part, then I realized how long I've been taking on something. You see, that's less good to me. I don't want to run through this whole fight, I don't need to. But I just want to get the key to work, and I was like, oh, check out this new ability. I do have some new enemies to add in, like Mr. Mushroom. Ooh, Mr. Mushroom. I got lots of new enemies. Also, I haven't even done any color swapping yet on enemies. We do that too, get a few bonus enemies in here. Mm-hmm. Yep. I have Mr. Mushroom. For the more Wonderland areas. Mr. Mushroom is ready. It opens his mouth. That's kind of weird looking. I was just gonna have him open his mouth to launch shots or something. Goes pew 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 pew. I'm like 50-50 on adding like the same weird, you know, text sound effects to everything. Like real sound effects too, but if he just goes pew pew and fires like a little, it makes little pew thingies whenever he fires and fires little thingies out, that'd be kind of funny. Make him like puff his top out or something like that and then fire. Or flatten it. That'd be funny, he just goes, you know, goes whoop, and then goes and shoots it. Yeah, I got lots of weird things for in tilt to. Make a block things, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with that guy yet, but I do need Wonderland enemies, so for the second area, and you go through, the demo has one of the second areas in it, so you do get to see the second biome. And well, it's just all areas wrong, the second biome. And I figure we can have the mushrooms in here because they're kind of fitting and they're just shooting at you. I also can make Bomberman style enemies too. I didn't think about it. First I was just like, well, the enemies either swing a weapon or they like, you know, try to shoot at you, right? But what if they like little traps everywhere for you instead? Just like I'm doing, why can't they do the same? In fact, why can't they use the exact same projectile except for with a different image? Because the projectile is already rigged to damage both, though maybe it doesn't damage them because they're so stupid they'd probably get hit by it. Unless their entire tactic was drop those and run away. But then the problem with that is okay, what if the player ignores them? Like, huh. I added breakables in too. These are important things. Breakables. All day, every day. I am breaking it. What am I doing with my time? Bought the fool here. Yes. Yay. I set the drops really high because it's being weird. Also, these seem to fall a lot for some reason. They're like top heavy or something with the physics enabled. But not when they're on the floor. Not. You have to figure out how the drops work. I have a drop system that I programmed in. And now they are good for the enemies, but these things are just set to drop like 10 items or something. Yeah, I want to make everything breakable. Unfortunately, the hammer still goes through the the through stuff, but it's so big that it would just be lame if I force people to have to walk around and try to avoid having the hammer hit thing. So I'm just gonna make the assumption that the hammer hits doesn't hit anything. Oh, cool. Well, thanks again for the raid and dropping by. Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. If you don't, well, you know, happy Thanksgiving anyway. I worked on game dev during my Thanksgiving. Which is all I ever want to do. Ha ha. For some reason she's moving really slow, but the game's going slow. Oh. I know I was going slow there for a second. Oh, optimizing this is going to be a nightmare, but I'd rather the game look amazing and then I optimize it later and look like crap and I optimize it, you know, like the whole time. And just like I spend so much time doing that that it's just like, nah, man, nah. Let's put a little longer on this because apparently every once in a while it can mess up. The collectible destroyed thingy. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I guess I can redo this so it looks a little less messy. Because, you know, I can put this up here and break this here. Do my thing here. So that this is less of a mess. It really matters later when you go to look through these things. It's really hard to read stuff when it's just this bizarre collection of everything just ran together and you're like, okay, cool, neat, great job, guys. Like I see people try to stack them on top of each other. I'm like, why would you do that? It's so much easier to read it if it's just in a line and I can just see everything that's hitting everything at each point. So I don't have to, you know, do anything else extra. It's just like good. Sometimes it's hard to avoid, like this other actor thing. I could set it every time, but I only want to set it when it's Poppet, I guess. So because it would just be less efficient memory-wise, and things like this, where for some reason this track thingy is below the finish. The finish is always in a weird location. Stuff like that. But most of the time, it's a lot better to have things easier to keep track of, you know? At least from what I can tell. Alright, that was another error that happened. Hey, Scythe, the dagger, right, the Dapper Gaming. How is your night going, or day, or whatever it is for you? For me, it's night, so I say night automatically, but for everybody else, you know. I just kind of have my own server going. People are welcome to, you know, do things there. But I'm not looking to collab on anything particularly. I got my own project. Solo deving it. Avoids all the headaches of other people trying to help. Oh, collab projects. That's fair. I'm not gonna lie. I'm parts of lots of servers, and I don't ever chat in any of them because I don't have time. I mean, I don't know what job they're looking to offer. But typically speaking, Unless there's some reason I don't tend to join a lot of random extra servers. I already have so many of them on there. That's fair. Like I said, unless it's like someone's server, you know, I know or something like that, or like I'm a friend or something, you know, they're a colleague in the thing. I don't tend to join a lot of them. Just because my list will get really long, and I can already tell you that I'm unlikely to chat even remotely in it because I'm part of so many other ones that are people I know, and I don't even chat in theirs because I don't have time. I don't want to collab on anything. Not at all. Happy to, the only collabing I tend to do is raiding people on Twitch. Which is definitely a quiet night tonight. Oh, what the heck? You can drop the message in the chat. I mean, I don't know. I'll join it. I don't know if I'll stay, but whatever. 100% will never talk in it for the most part, because like I say, I never have time. So, but if you want to drop a link, yeah, whatever, sure. Speaking of which, I guess I should include my own Discord link so people can follow the project, since I don't always remember to do that until super far into the stream. This is the restream chat. Go to Discord. Yay. And it's the top of both of them. Do the usual. So that people can follow the project. Like I say, I don't tend to really, I don't really chat in any of them. Everyone's looking to grow their things, but usually if I like a project or something, maybe I'll follow one. But otherwise, it's just one extra one that I'm unlikely to look at. Because, I mean, if I really want to, let's be real here, if I want to collab, currently there's, you know, Epic for indies I can do, which is like Epic's other one there, or like the Unreal Source where I could find like 1 million people if I really wanted a collab. Otherwise, I'm unlikely to visit a lot of them. I know how I am. We're just not going to put this on that shelf because it just seems to fall off. I guess I foobarred this one a bit. Sit by making another one. We'll just put like a couple of these up here so they can break them. Yeah. Definitely probably not for me. But hey, you know, you keep shopping it around. But I'm not a collab guy. I'm a solo dev. I'm so like not. You know. That's fair. I mean, you know, advertising to me is unlikely to get anybody, but if people are in the chat and want to join your thing, I don't care. They're welcome to. They're free to do as they wish. All right, so what was I working on? Well, I was doing some more level design things and trying to figure some things out there. Figure out where I was going to place one of the NPCs. I want to place them over here, I think. I don't think there needs to be a book here, necessarily. Possibly I blockade this off and then make it where there's just a small way through. Hmm. There could be pipes going into it. I guess why? That'll make it more maze-like, I think. I gotta get rid of that nav mesh. It's driving me crazy. Usually the way those discords get built up is people are your fans or something, or they're fans of some particular thing that you're involved with. So if you really want to make your server do well, usually you gotta have something along those lines, I find. I'll rotate this sideways, make it more interesting. I kind of want it to be very human-centric, though, so these don't need to be here. These aren't part of anything. They're just moving around, but they're not supposed to be until way later. That's fair. I mean, you know, like I say, I mean, you might find people. I don't think I'm the target audience particularly, but since I don't know what to really, how to really even, I would never use it. I know where it would go. I just would never use it. I already don't use all the discords I'm already part of. If you want me to plug it, I mean, you can put it in the chat. That's I mean, I don't usually advertise other people's servers. Since, you know, that's not usually the best thing to do. I think you're better off joining servers that are, you know, for things and then seeing if they'll let you advertise in them as opposed to just expecting people to advertise your server in there. Because, I mean, there's no real gain for people to do that. I mean, it's one thing if they're your friend, but otherwise it's like, why am I advertising someone's, I don't even know you. Like, I mean, you might, but like I say, I'm not really looking to plug random people's servers who just show up in the chat. That's not for me. You're better off joining communities and see if that's okay to do that, you know, being part of things as opposed to just showing up and hoping you can get people to do your thing. At least that's my advice. What am I doing with this room? I'm such a loss for this room to be interesting. The nature of these bookshelves is not that interesting. That's the problem. The bounty couches are fun, though. You don't want to keep one bounty couch. Maybe two bounty couch. I'm going to go with no. I mean, you know, like I say, I don't care if you post in the chat, but I don't advertise other people's thingies. I don't know anything about you. Advertising your random things in there to say, hey guys, I know you all trust me. Go to this random server, this guy I don't even know. You know, like, you got to become part of communities. You got to, you know, build your way to build trust, and then people will join that. It's about building a, you know, community. That's what Discord is. So you gotta, you know, get people to know you. You know, like, nobody's gonna want to join your Discord if they don't. I can have a hard time getting people to join mine, and they watch me stream for hours. Like, you know, my game and everything like that, and it's like, okay, If you want to build a community of that sort, you also need to get industry professionals there and everything like that too, or just people who know what they're talking about if you want to do that. But the question is, why would they join you when there's already a lot of discords about that? Like, yeah, well, I mean, like, just as advice, you want to get people interested in your stuff. Well, if you're gonna make something for professionals, you gotta prove that you're a professional that they want to listen to, right? Something you have to offer them something. Because no professional is really going to go there until, you know, you've already proven you're a professional. And then they're like, okay, well, that's cool. Make friends with them. Maybe they join your server. Maybe they start chatting. But you got to sit there and talk to them a lot and really build the community. So, I mean, be prepared to spend a lot of time. People don't just randomly join them. Well, I mean, like, some people will, but the problem with random joins is it doesn't do anything. If no one ever chats in it, nobody cares. I'm going to keep this one there because it's got crap all over it, and I like that one. So you gotta, it takes a lot of work. I know I've been working on mine for, got like a year and a half, and I have like 50 people. So, I mean, be prepared for it to take a while, unless you just have some sort of trick that gets everyone in the door. I did not. No, I mean, like I say, you're gonna have to convince some people to show up. They're not gonna do it just because you suggest it, you know? So that's my advice, is come up with a reason why people are supposed to join your server. Make friends with people too. People will shout you out if you're like friends with them and stuff like that, but if you're just an unknown showing up, probably aren't going to get much in the way of a shout out of any sort. Maybe occasionally, like the game dev community is pretty good about, you know, oh, look, this person's streaming, they're new. I raid people all the time, but I mostly just shout out Twitch streamers. I shout out YouTube streamers, but I don't know any. It's like, I could shout them out, but I don't know them. That's problematic. So if I put this here and block that, then they have to take this route? Only kinda, though. Well, get them all to join then, you know? Get your game developer friends in there, you know? Build a community. Because, well, you gotta give people a reason to go to a destination. I can definitely tell that it is Thanksgiving today because, well, it was Thanksgiving because the viewership is horrible today. The number of people watching is very low today. I'll probably be a short stream tonight if the numbers are low enough, and I'll go back to working on the stuff that is not specifically related to this. I'm not surprised though. I mean, I was kind of expecting very few people on this particular day. I guess once I get out of US time. Yeah, see, that just sounds like you don't have a direction. Like, make it, if you're going to make... that you're aiming for, like, you know, because if you get a bunch of game devs in there and then you switch to doing something else, like YouTube videos, the game devs are going to largely lose interest. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, well, if they have no use for what you're doing, they're not going to be all excited to stick around. So you kind of want to do something about that. Because I know if a server suddenly switched like that, I'd be like, well, don't care about this place anymore. That'd be pretty much it. Be like, yeah, cool. Neat. Well, you can't really be lots of things. Like, if you try to be everything to everyone, you'll be nothing to anyone. So you got to try to watch that. You want to make it to where, you know, you're, you know, it's better to be really hyper-focused on one thing and do it well than to try to be everything and just be mediocre at all of them. Yeah. Good luck is all I gotta say, man. That's sounded like you're not the most focused when it comes to what you're doing. And I don't know what to tell you, but it doesn't sound like things are gonna go so hot if you don't maybe do I don't know. It's going to be hard to get people of all the groups. And like I say, good luck doing it. I think your idea is flawed, is my best way to put it. I'd like it to succeed. I'm not saying, I'm not saying I don't want you to succeed, but I'm saying that I think it's a flawed idea. You'll pull people from a particular thing you're passionate about, but if you try to be everything, you ain't going to pull many people. Goodness knows it's taken me this long to pull as many people as I have about for game dev, and mostly they're just fans of me, which is why, I mean, some of them were just game devs, but still, they were like friends who I talked to a lot, and eventually they joined. Yeah, you can definitely tell you're new to creating communities. Yeah. You'll see what I mean. Don't worry about it. It's definitely a thing. I would highly recommend focusing on just getting the first thing and then going from there. Before you get too crazy. This is a little better. I think I want to make mazes of bookshelves, even though it's a little illogical. Just so they're forced to kind of jump around all crazily. By that standard, maybe I move one more out here and start moving the books other places. I kind of like this, bizarre setup here. Have the books get places. I don't know if I like the crap on the bookshelves as a way to get up thing. It's an interesting idea, I guess. I'm always happy to answer questions. Well, the thing about a Q&A is people have to care about your answers, right? If you're nobody, I ain't going to ask you questions about something because why would I care what your opinion is on it? Or, what does it matter to me? Like, are you a proven game dev that's made lots of games to make money? Okay, well, I might have some questions for you. Are you good with like the engine so you can like make things and you can do tutorials and stuff? You should probably produce a bunch of tutorials to get proof of that. Then people will ask you questions, mostly on how-tos, but hey, you have questions. But they're good for a community if the person answering the questions is someone is an authority figure, essentially, on the subject. Or they're just, insanely famous, but then they're an authority figure on being, themselves, which if they're famous, then people care about them. You just need to make a reason for your community to exist. Networking doesn't make any sense until you have people who are already, networked. Like you get a bunch of nobodies together and them networking doesn't do much. And that's the problem you're going to have. It's like, okay, well, we're all here to network, but none of us is anyone worth networking with. Okay, well, cool, I guess, but like, yay? That's not very exciting. And so that's kind of part of the problem you're gonna have. It's like, okay, well, neat, but it's all. I'm gonna just start putting these in a group, actually in a folder. Create folder. Let's call this bookshelf 1. This way I can easily select everything and move it around without having to group it, because grouping is obnoxious. So I can move this around so it's more jumpable. Oh, look, I added something else to the group that wasn't supposed to be there. Nice, good job, me. Good job, me. Okay, well, get this out of the group. What am I doing? Move this out of the folder. Oh, you can get a job without knowing employer. You can just have to prove that you're like, really worth it and you put a lot of effort in. It's just harder. Just knowing someone is way better than working hard. That's true. But it's possible. It's just pretty good to network. But you network by joining groups that have similar ideas or similar interests, becoming, liked by people. Just in general, you got to actually communicate with them. You don't just say, hey, you want to network? I mean, you could be, if you're already in the particular industry, people will network with you because you're part of that industry, but you have to actually have merit in the industry. Like if you, if you go up and ask, like, like some really high-end game dev to join your little server, they're gonna be like, no, because why would they? If you ask a nobody, they probably will. That's true. Any good inventory tutorial on YouTube? Do I know a good one? I don't even know if I've actually watched an inventory tutorial. I know some pretty good people to actually check, but let's see. Let me see if I can, if one of the devs I actually like is in it. Ryan Langley's done one. He's pretty good. Okay, that's fair. Who else do I recognize? Unreal University is pretty decent when he explains things. You might try him. I would collect their videos, but I don't want a copyright claim from whatever dumb crap they're doing. So yeah, you might try Unreal University. And then Gorka Games is also pretty good. So let's see, you got Unreal University. Gorka Games. Who else is good? As far as just typically has a good tutorial. I wonder if that guy made one. There's a guy who's really, really good at his stuff, but you found one that looks good? Okay. I don't recognize any of the other devs, but those ones should be like pretty good. So yeah, like yeah, those two people are the ones that would say are pretty decent. As far as, no, sure thing. Always happy to help. At least, putting people in the right locations for learning how to use Unreal Engine. And helping on Twitch. Do that a lot too. There's probably free ones too, if you wish to just implement one of the ones there. Oh, thanks for the sub. I mean, there is a promotion section of my, Discord. You're welcome to join the Discord, and then in the promotion section, you can, put a link to your Discord if you want. I mean, that I don't know how many people are going to look at it or care, but you can do it if you want. But that's kind of about the best I got for you. Just in the self-promotion, you can post a link to your Discord if you want. I'm slowly getting a lot of people in my Discord. I think I'm at about 50, to be honest. Takes a long time. Yeah. Anyway, I was just talking to the YouTube people. I got both chats up, so you can just kind of see both going on. So this way I can monitor both chats. I think it shows up on the actual screen too. I'm pretty certain I set them to both show up. Yeah, it does. On the screen, it'll show the YouTube chat as well. Someday I'll actually start streaming on Rumble and maybe Kick too. Might as well get as much possible everything going on as possible, right? Just as far as potential viewers. Maybe I want to put something smaller under here. Like instead of blockading this big way, like make it like a tiny block here. I need smaller bookshelves. The bookshelves I got. Wish I could just chop the portion of the thing off there. Bookshelf. Or something else, but it is a library, so these are all really tall. Maybe just a shelf. That was shelf. What shelves I got? Okay, well, we can already see that that's not going to be a cabinet. Another furniture word. I guess I have these ones. These are small. White cabinets. I don't have a lot of good cabinets either. Less stuff than I thought. I guess I'll just look manually too. Going on here? Oh yeah, I'm on YouTube as well. Hey Zombie, how's it going? Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I can get behind the whole, you know, trying to build your own community, and you got to start somewhere, and asking people is the best way to get people to join it. But I can also get behind the fact that you need to have a solid plan for like what your community is focused on, because being everything to everyone has never worked. Communities don't grow around, you know, everything. They grow around a specific something. But yeah, it's definitely it's a long road to build a community. Like I say, I think we just finally hit like 50 people in the Discord, and I've had it for over like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. To be fair, I had a lot. Like I did a lot of RPG Maker crap, and that did not help grow things at all. No, it did not. But I mean, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 19. Yeah, there's exactly 50 people in the Discord right now. After all this time. Exactly 50. To be fair, I suck at advertising, so I'm getting a little better at it, but I suck at it. Debating on how I'm going to do this library here. Might have these like, sit at a location and then they move to the other location upon activating this or not. I mean, this isn't exactly a hard jumping puzzle. Just to get the key. Yeah. That's a good analogy. To be the captain of the ship, people have to, you know, there has to be a reason they'd make you the captain of the ship and not somebody else, you know. And, you know, they, you gotta earn that respect. I've been hanging around the game dev community for quite a while. I mean, all my time in RPG Maker land did actually get me, you know, some people interested in what I was doing. I put a lot of hours in just so I could be where I'm at now, and where I'm at now is still like, I'm not even like so successful as a game dev because I really haven't made that much. I'm just starting to get there to the point where I sort of have a little bit of success. Could I have done it better? Without a doubt. I didn't know what I was doing. If I'd been smart, the thing I would have done was move off RPG Maker faster. Like, it was good to get me started, but I should have moved off it long before I, actually much faster than I did, and I just didn't do it. And that's just, you know, that's on me. It helped get me started, but yeah. I was trying to paint the Sistine Chapel with the, you know, a paintbrush instead of, you know, using Photoshop to just recolor it. You know, it's like, one of these things is just stupidly better than the other, and it's not even close. That's on me. Yeah, I definitely was being me. To be fair, I also got kind of confused by, I think, the traffic that you get from the site, because it looks like you have real traffic when you post a link there, and you don't, because it's an embed. So I would post in my, you know, status elements, my status that, yeah, I'm streaming, and it would look like I had all this traffic. I was like, oh look, I'm doing good, and if I don't use this engine, I'm doing terrible. And it's like, oh wait, these people aren't real. You have no traffic here. The traffic on the site is completely fake. Fair enough. So, you know, I was getting like plus 15 viewers at least on my supposed viewership for Twitch. But if you look at the ads, like the money I was making off ads, I was making basically nothing. Like, I got rid of those 15 and I make the same amount of money. Nothing changed. Because they're embeds, so they don't count. And then the The other thing is it was everybody, every time anyone had the front page open or any place with the status updates. Okay, now it says there's like over 100 people on that site at the bottom there, and I was seeing like 15 people traffic from that. That whole site is completely fake. Like there's no one there. It's just amazing how few people are really at the RPG Maker site. I had no idea. I mean, I knew there wasn't that many, but whoa there. I wasn't intending to expose it as fake, but after seeing that, I was like, oh, now that I understand what just happened there, now realize shit was not real. Not real at all. The world? Okay, let's put these clutters in there. Maybe the top one's already in there. Or not. It's actually this one that wasn't in there. But it makes a lot more sense now. I mean, they got upset at me for posting on there. Well, they were just deleting it, saying no RPG Maker related. They only did it twice. I was like, okay, well, fine. You're not wrong. It's not related. But yeah, it was. Anyway, back to the whole what makes the captain of the ship thinking like that. You know, one making dumb mistakes like that and learning the hard way sure helps get you there eventually. Oh wait, that's not good. Damn. I want to have a long jumping thing with books. I think there's going to be like a hallway back here. I'm going to make this interesting. I'm just going to delete this one and start scrolling these over. So cold there? That's fair. I have an office that I'm like a streaming room at this point, and it's I got a little heater in here. One of the little infrared ones. And it is a pretty good. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. You know what I wouldn't recommend though? This wall. This wall is a 0 out of 10. As you can see that there's a giant hole here. Yes, I highly recommend a nice closed room with a little heater. Cool too, because you can set it on 2 modes. One's like, you know, super ridiculous, and the other one is only like 750 watts, so it's much better for your power bill. Pretty good. Basically in the window? Oh, well. That sounds like a terrible place. Why would you be in the window? Why do this? This sounds horrible. That's like being outside. We've already established that that's a bad idea. Imagine intentionally going outside. Ew. Even if it's fake outside, but just being in the window. Ew. No, no, no. Bad, bad, bad. Outside is dangerous. It has horrible sunlight out there. We don't need no stinking sunlight. Oh. Guess that guy didn't bother to join the server to do that. Huh. I literally offered to let the guy, you know, join the server and promote his thing in self-promotion, but he literally wouldn't do it. He wanted me to promote his server. Right. Some people. Small room? I guess that's fair? Question mark? I don't know. Still sounds dangerous. Too close to the sun. I don't want to separate out this room more and have lots of extra bookshelves. Then I gotta populate the bookshelves with a lot of crap too, which makes me want to have some other furniture too. Let's see, let's look at some potential options. Furniture shopping. Let's go shopping. Well, it's Black Friday, right? So it's only fair that I go shopping for furniture. I'm just saying. I could put a desk in there. I don't have a desk. See? I'm just going to pull things out that I think might be an interesting idea and just drop them out there and see where it goes. Size 6, so I remember it's even there. I could have a tiny doll furniture thing if I want. Little stuff. I have these, but the problem with these is that you can easily use them to get up. Like with the Magician, you can just get to the top. So, kind of weird. You know? Kind of weird. This has little cubby holes too, so if I put little drawers in there or something, you can get it that way too. Oh. Definitely got to put something in here that acts like a maze or just something interesting. I guess to be fair, I can just have flying books anywhere. They don't have to be blocked off by bookshelves. I can just do a Hierophant style puzzle. Not a bad idea, actually. It's not a bad idea at all. Trying to avoid adding too many more assets to this thing because, you know, there's already quite a few. And I don't really want to load that many meshes. I mean, you can load some, but do I really need to have like 9 million meshes for like, bookshelves? Probably not. Probably get away with just, a few of them. They are just bookshelves at the end of the day. Nothing too exciting. I got this desk. I don't think I'm gonna use this one because this one kind of sucks, but well, it doesn't really suck, but it's just not that interesting looking. This one looks nice. Of course, this suffers from the drawers you can't open problem. Unless I just assume that's not a drawer, but it looks like a drawer. I don't like things you can't open. So really, you can't eat on Thanksgiving, and it's like a Thursday too. It's like not even like a God day, at least not in either religions I know. But to be fair, I don't really know many religions, so that's fair. Pesky people finding God. Don't they understand? Today's Turkey Day, not God Day. God Day is other days. Today, Turkey Day, not God Day. You gotta tell her that. Turkey Day, not God Day. And use like hand signals, say gestures to try to point it out to her. Make it make 0 sense. It's Turkey Day and not God Day. Or just do like weird things like that. I guess a desk somewhere wouldn't be terrible. Make the whole place seem kind of ponderous. That's an interesting idea. I say put it here or something. I don't know how I feel about this clutter. Probably have certain shelves that are designed for clutter and certain shelves that are designed for everything else. And a very illogical library. So you're kind of forced to wander around a bit. I probably should do something like that. You can get between these bookshelves, though. That's the problem. These don't even really stop Poppet. I don't think they would. Pretty certain they won't. Yeah. They kind of stop her. They can be put close enough together they can stop her. She is so tiny. It's so easy to just... Actually, they're only stopping because of this back portion I put. That wouldn't even stop them. I had to put a back thing on these because they had a... They made them completely open, so I had to fix these so they were usable. A whole lot of furniture is like that, where you just got to completely fix it. The problem is, up top here, kind of stops that from being a thing. I almost need to run an additional thing behind this just so they can't run through. That would give it more of a thing there, so I probably do need to do that, like fake walls. If this were purely being gamified, I would literally intentionally make you go out this window and get in here in order to get the things. But humans have to go through it too, so I can't quite do that. I don't have to make it completely logical, but I do gotta do something like that. What I can do is flip these around backwards and put a bunch of them there. I'm gonna change some things up here. Let's say I put this guy over here. And have a shelf at the end. We gotta gamify stuff here. Gamify. Slide this giant metal thing into place. Something like this. And then, why is it there? I don't know. Why not, though? I'd rather the game be fun than make sense. Right? I didn't even go eat out or do anything for my Thanksgiving. I just kind of derped around. Didn't feel like it yesterday, so... I don't know. It might have just been the crappy food I ate, too. I foolishly had Little Caesars. Mistakes were made. I don't know why anybody eats that garbage. It was dumb. I regret my life decisions that led up to that moment. Just saying. Just saying. I'm gonna start putting these to blockade off areas so you can't just sneak through. There's two lights right there. I guess it doesn't need to be two lights right there. Well, I guess they can be there. Part of like this bookshelf setup here. Part of this weird setup here. And I can just start putting anything over here and blockade this too. We'll just take these bookshelves and I could have flipped these around, I guess, to make its own separate thing. Like I could sit there and make this really thin. Or intentionally stopping Poppet for a while. Oh. Clicking on things because the area is kind of small to work in. Let's do this. You just put this row between here so this way Poppet can't get through. Man. It's way into the wall. That'll do. There's already a thing right there. The backing on that's huge. Kind of too tiny of an area, right? Once again, the placement of these windows is problematic. To say the least. I could push these bookshelves into this area, this alcove here, and just raise this pipe thingy up, I suppose. I could also do, I could be even weirder with it. Drop this over this way. Start blockading more like this. And then move these out of the way here. So I guess, well, to be fair, I could just leave the area open and just have you do a jumping puzzle through it anyway. That's true. I'll bring these back here for a bit, I guess. See if we can get some cooking going on here. Which right now I feel like I'm cooking more like, you know, like I'm Jesse and not like Heisenberg, you know, I'm just saying. Just full of gummies and slept? That's fair. Yeah. I mean, listen, fistful of gummies, yo. Maybe they're special gummies, in which case, lots of sleep. Lots of sleep. I guess the doorway in could be over here, and then there could be like a secret bunch of shelves over here. Of course, if there's shelves, then you can get up on them with the with those. So what I could do, make this harder here. So I don't want to get too high up. Of course, if you get really high up, you can just go the whole way. Which I guess by that standard isn't terrible. So I kind of want to incorporate jumping on these shelves and then going from the shelves over to the next thing. Not tired anymore? Fair. Fair indeed. Imagine me unironically tired. Who does that? Shaw. It's Shaw. I gotta schedule a massage or something. I always have my health problems get worse if I don't get them. Got like some spine and neck issues, and you know, when the muscles get tight, they tend to pull on all those, and it leads to bad times. I do not recommend it. Bad times, you should avoid them. I have bookshelves like this. I don't need this many in here. They're just kind of sitting here. You cooking at the moment? Cooking up a jump puzzle. I guess I can also put things hanging on these shelves too, so that they kind of make it easier to reach next areas too. That's true. This could be an obnoxious puzzle too. Like, this doesn't have to be easy at all. So these are dangerous because they literally let you get all the way up. They make a good starting point for something. I could make this room really hard if I wanted to. I was just thinking about how hard I could make this room. I was like, oh boy. I could make it hard. Oh my. Let's move this to the library itself and not inside of one of those things so it doesn't move with. I should actually be putting my own books here. That's true, actually. I should be putting one of my own books here. Go ahead and borrow one of these giant books here. Mm-hmm. That sticks out a bit farther than is realistic, though. I probably need to do something like this. I can shove it in farther. I know where to stick it. Something like that. It's already unrealistic, but... Oh. They can read lore while doing a jumping puzzle. Isn't that nice? Lore plus jumping puzzle. Mm. Also have pipes going between places too. So what are you doing to occupy the night? I mean, besides hanging out with me, you got anything exciting going on, Zombie? Got a cool project you're working on or something? I mean, I get hanging out watching me is all the project anybody needs, but maybe you have something else you're doing as well. Maybe. There needs to be more pipes in this place in general. Just more stuff. I might make more machinery instead. I don't need desks. I can have machinery in places. Also pop my neck. Ooh. Yeah, maybe I want to save space for machinery. I can see that. And also not do whatever I was just doing there, because that's weird. Yeah, that's weird. I got this, I guess. Level design is much harder than anticipated. For what I'm trying to aim with here. That's fair. Oh, UE skeleton. It's definitely a thing. There's like skeletal converters for Blender too, so you can actually auto do a lot of that crap, but I think they cost money. I don't look there very far into it, but you know. They ain't terrible. I guess I don't need this shelf here. I don't like it. I'm gonna rotate this around, I have an idea. Technically, I don't have to Hierophant here at all. I could actually have it where you jump onto shelf and across the way to shelf. Can you jump from one shelf to the other? Let me check this here. Is this the distance good enough? Maybe it is. There's a free one? Nice, nice. Yeah, I gotta look into that. I don't know, UE seems to be pretty good. It keeps on adding these things in so I don't have to do anything special. I can definitely make this distance. So I can go out like this and grab. And then jump to there. Oh, I don't even need floating books for this. I think I have a better idea. I think I have a way better idea than floating books. I could get up floating books at some areas, but I could just have, you know, things that are lined back and forth and you just jump back and forth to try to get over here. And just things sticking out as you try to get to a certain area. Then there could be some floating books up. I don't hate that. And the way you get up to this area is through that. I don't know if I have these little blocks in here or not. I guess they're okay. Zero the penny box? Oh yeah. I mean, you know, Unreal just solely does everything. Just becoming the engine you should just use. Amazing how much that money they must be making off Fortnite that they can just afford to make an engine that's just incredible. You just keep making it. It's just like, oh, Fortnite makes infinite money. Guess so. Pretty cool. Yeah, so I do this, and then honestly, I don't need to make this that long because I just make it where there's not an easy jump puzzle there. I'm gonna do this and make it so like, oh, if you jump books later on that kind of float. Oops. I guess I don't have to lock him out of this area entirely. I can just let him run between the bookshelves. It's fine. Right? If I want him to. The goal is to have him jump back and forth between these in order to get places. How much do you really need? Let's say I put books over here, right? Can you just reach these? Do I even need... I can put flutter anyway, but... I can just have you grab the top of this. Once on top, you can get places here. Doesn't really stop you from just going straight over here, though. That's kind of a problem. The tops of these are a real issue, because once you get on top of them, it changes a lot. Not in a good way. Hmm. Just weird eyeballs, just bug eyeballs. Oh, no, no. Things like that. Clothing issues are rough. Clothes are just, they're a continuous thorn in my side. Especially for women. Because their clothes are usually much more froofy, ornate. Yeah, that's fair. The I've been trying to figure out how to make it where you take the clothes from separately from Daz over to Unreal Engine and have it actually match the skeleton. Like I got them to move with, and they sort of do. Except for the big problem is actually like the sleeves on the dresses and things like that will not move with the arms. Like the rest of it will be fine. Those won't. Even though the sleeves have the same, bones because they use the same Unreal skeleton. So they use the same Daz skeletons, they match. For whatever reason, it doesn't seem to do that. And even then, it still moves really weirdly with it. I got him to fit Poppet, but the other problem is if it fits Poppet perfectly, then she just tends to kind of, stick through it in various points there because, well, they're very curvy and, Poppet is very curvy. You might not know it looking at her, but she's actually quite curvy. So. Also, need to see the back of her, but things don't really fit very well. Well, I mean, they fit so well that it doesn't. They have to pretty much just be strapped to her. I haven't found a way around it. I mean, I can make it where there's parts that were removed from it. That's true, but still be kind of weird. But yeah, she's very, very curvy. Also, her hair just does weird things, so you get used to that. But that book shouldn't be there, so I'm not going to use it. You can do this. I guess the Hierophant's active, you could do that. Oh, that's right. These are really hard to jump off of. I forgot about that because they stick out, causing problems. So to get to those, there needs to be one extra. Something like this. You can just one set of shells was enough for me to get over there, though. I didn't actually need anything special. That's good to know. Means I don't need a lot of floating books or anything. I can just jump the things and cheat. And also screw it up. Oh, this is just Stairway to Heaven right here. Nice jump. Hit the top of that, I guess. Gotta be careful not to hit the top of that. Falling would suck. You gotta go all the way around. That's fair. Too tall. Needs to be extra ones there. I'm okay with Stairway to Heaven on this one. I'm also okay with them getting onto other stuff this way too. I should change the shape of these two. I probably will replace them with various items later. Oh, you can make that jump. Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, a lot of the ways I went about things so far have been, well, I've made a lot of mistakes. My previous project I made in this before I started having all the health problems definitely was a mess. Probably should have kept it because I could have probably fixed all the problems now, but whatever, it was a mess. I need to make these smaller. This is already somewhat in the game, so you have plenty of time to get good at the game by now. And I'll make that jump. That's fair. Could move that shelf set over there. I kind of want to put some sort of machinery right here. I don't know what it would be though. Let's see if I just have a machinery to put here. It could just be weird stuff from all over the place that's just here. No explanation for why stuff is where it is. To open up my weird machineries. I can always replace them with other machinery later too. Looking through my files here. Well, the lab equipment's a little weird. Locks are fine. I could put cords in here too. I'll also put a console there or something like that as well. I could just put one of these consoles here. It does whatever it does. No real explanation on things. Thing is, though, is you can jump on these consoles really easily. Almost should make my own set of shelves. That's probably not even a bad idea to make my own shelves, right? Then I can make them where they're a better size for Poppet, so it's more comfortable for her. Because as they are right now, it's kind of weird as you're trying to jump around here. You're just like they're so low. If they were slightly taller, it'd be better. I'm standing off to the side today for some reason. I mean, I guess it's not terrible, but then you go to jump and it's kind of awkward. I just kind of fall. I gotta say, this is going to be awkward or fun. I guess part of the appeal is that the world doesn't look like it's designed for in the first place. But she can do that. But even then, a lot of times you end up hitting your head on things, so it feels kind of strange. I don't know if I like that or not. So I could build my own shelves. They wouldn't look as pretty as these, I guess. Rather those without much issue. Office and shirt and coat at the same time. I'll join them or join the machine. I mean, you can do individual cloth physics all you want on each piece. Poppet has like a bunch of cloth physics on her. She's got a lot. Let's see, I bring her up. She should. Was this the wrong one? Oh, it has a crappy one. That's right. I have a better version. This is the one. She actually just has 4 different skirt thingies on her. Because her skirt is 4 pieces. Also sits kind of funny on her, but I guess it could just be like a bustle or something. I don't know why it sits so funny like that. It shouldn't be that way. I think I increased the thing there. I don't want to shrink her, this thing here. Oh, I know why it's like that. It's not that the it's hitting anything. It's that I have it set, I didn't call physics sit that far up. Which I probably could. On the front. Maybe leave the back so it gives her more of, you know, a backside to her. That's fair. I'll do that right now, why not? I'm kind of bashing my head into the wall on the thing anyway. But why not play around a little? Yeah. Everybody closing the coat, fine. You know, ask his desires apparently suffer because it's definitely easier to close it. It would be, but you know, we do things to make them look good. It's funny, actually, I had to add in a breast thingy for her too because of the fact that it was I'd have issues with clothing. About the actual size, I think it's like. Yeah, it was a nipple problem too. Can't forget that. I don't know, maybe about where it was. It doesn't really matter. I was just like, oh, I can make her look approximately where she's supposed to be. Technically, I can have character size adjusting too for the most important parts of the body. That'd be cool. Always happy to see what people are working on. You know, when I ever have enough time to look in the Discord, but I should look more often than I do. Oh my gosh. Seems like I never have enough time. Yesterday was great because I mean I was feeling so awful. That wasn't great, but I just had more time to look at things and chat with people and stuff because otherwise it's like, okay, well, 8-hour work day, come home and stream for like 8 to 10 hours. What time is there for anything? I think I might have been overstressing myself pretty hard. I mean, obviously it's not stressful, but you know, probably could dial it back a bit. Much as I love streaming, there is a... I can't quit the old day job yet, so until I can quit the old day job, I gotta not stream 24/7. Get the whole sleep thing. Lest I run into the same health problems I had previously, which just completely screwed me up for a couple years. I never did figure out what caused all that, too, which was the worst part. Just that I got screwed. 0 out of 10. Don't get screwed. Terrible plan. Unless she's cute. Then it's probably okay. Maybe. I think we're just like 30 up here or something. It's not gonna be perfect, but I realized that when I did this, it shouldn't be a full circle around. It should actually be in the front. It should actually go in there, inward. And only on this like side should it, you know, fall. And the back should be like sticking out the, which on the side shouldn't fall at all, but only on the back really should it be a way different. So don't, it's hard to see like the ones I haven't done. Well, I'm not sure if I can even make it where only certain ones are visible. Oh, there's gotta be a way. They show selected, they show only cloth sections, which would show only those. But beyond character, there's gotta be an advanced something, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really do that. I should have done them all individually, and that probably would have helped a lot. Also close to human appearance, but something in this. I was looking for a female to copy and found a porn website. Models only. Yeah. About animation that day. Yeah, pretty much mouth bones, especially. I can see that. Yeah, there's a lot of sites with a lot of women that you can learn off of. Yes, learn off of. I'm just gonna go through these areas here. I can enable cloth simulation on this, but I don't want to do that yet. I'll do it outside of this. Because my computer will probably choke otherwise, and it'll take forever, and I don't want that. So let's do this and kind of guesstimate a bit. Hopefully it doesn't fall off her. I can smooth too. I doubt it's even this high up, but just in case it is. In hindsight, I should have made it where it was just, not 4 pieces to address, but I didn't do that. Yeah, this is not usually about being efficient for Unreal Engine. Mostly, I just want it to fall forward so she's, more, feminine looking. Not like a secret package or something going on there. None of that. I mean, she's already not, masculine looking, but, she could be better. We'll probably get most of the areas there. We'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. I gotta be careful not to go too high up. Well, problems will occur. Let's see where that puts it. Yeah. I don't usually cloth physics things that don't matter, don't move a huge amount. I could cloth physics or sleeves and things like that too. It's just player isn't going to notice 90% of that anyway. But they'll notice her dress moving around and her hair. So I cloth physics those, especially hair. Waiting, waiting, waiting. That's a little better. Now it actually goes farther forward in there. That's way better. I don't really want to cloth physics this, I don't think. I mean, no, because you can't really cloth physics. Like, you could cloth physics the cups, but they would just fall. Oh. I'm not worried about the whole, like, being labeled something like that so much as I just want my model to look, like she's supposed to look like a female doll. I mean, to be fair, at this point, Poppet would not actually count as a woman because she's a doll. She's not an actual, human of any sort. But she is very much shaped like a woman, as most dolls are. Is she a woman normally? Yes. Do I have a model for Poppet when she's human? Yes, I do. But technically, also in the era I'm talking about, that kind of stuff would not have been particularly acceptable. But also in my world, like, well, there's enough things to hate on in my world before you get to them hating each other. More humans versus non-humans in my world versus any other particular thing. But it wouldn't be particularly accepted because propagating the species would matter quite a bit. And, you can't propagate the species if you do that. So there would have been a lot of people who would be like, oh, married for, to continue the bloodline sort of thing. Oh yeah, they can hear it, guys. I don't give a crap what they think. Not one bit. No, no. What I do give a crap about is this spot right here, which makes me unhappy. It's got like a gun in there or something, it looks like. She's holstering something. So we're going to play around a little. Yeah. Kept the settings. Perfect, perfect. It's probably underneath here, but just in case. To be fair, though, I don't actually need to keep it up this high. I kind of kept it up there to accentuate her backside intentionally, right? Because that would have been much more common for how their dresses were set up, to intentionally bustle it back a bit. But to be fair, most of the original designs for everything were Victorian style. And then, well, I made some changes because I couldn't fit the steampunk stuff in there. It didn't make a lot of sense. So, I mean, nothing worked out. I had too many assets that just didn't fit the era. So now they kind of have a Victorian design, but they're more than like the 20s. I actually don't think this is the one. I think it's one of those ones. Yeah. I don't know. It sounds like it'll attract the furry crowd with those kinds of things. There's no safety there. No safety at all. Oh, it was like, I think Tricky Lady was pretty much saying how they were going to be making Rule 34 art for my characters. I mean, I 100% believe that Tinka will get Rule 34 the second I release this game. Maybe already. Rule 34 for your game? Probably not going to want to see that. No. And now it kind of sticks, like, my leg kind of sticks through, though, is the problem. Still a little higher up, too. I don't know. I mean, she's got, like, you know, stockings and underwear on anyway, so it's not like it makes a big difference. At most, you'd see some underwear. She does not have a bra on, that is true. Because it wouldn't fit with the outfit. The outfit's too pushed up against her. It just bled through. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, clicked off it. That's definitely better. Better curves, by far. Bit more mobile. Oh, you could just jump out there to that. Yeah, as long as these are next to each other, you can do this. I don't know if that's what I want them to do, but you definitely could just do that. That's not bad. I guess I could fix her collision a little bit in general. Like, also with her hair, it's just ad break in progress. Yeah, well, if people are getting ads, sorry. And kind of make my, what, $3 or something for the night. Awesome. Oh, yeah, the nipple problem. That's why I included a nipple slider, because of the nipple problem. Because otherwise, you know, they would, like, there's no nipples on Poppet's model as far as how the looks go. It's not like not anatomically correct. But Daz doesn't care. There's still a nipple area as far as Daz is concerned. And that can still stick through and be weird. So I'm just like, fix that. I could technically RFG it, you know, like remove it, everything like that, but remove from the game, yeah. Either way, I don't know. Yeah, it can be. But the problem is unlike in real life, they're not soft on a model. So they're known to poke through things, and I mean, Poppet's dress is very form-fitting, you know? I wonder what her settings were. What is her actual settings? Let me check here. I'm all curious. I mean, I can always adjust them in case I need the game to sell better. I can just increase the bust size until the game sells better. Right? Game not sell well enough. Make character more attractive. Game sell better. Point 0.3. The nipples thing. Oh, it's actually 0.7. She's actually way more talented than I thought. Good to know. Oh yeah, I have her confused in the cutie pie looks because this makes her look less dead. There's all these different options for morph, like things like that I just included, and it just makes her look way less dead. So 0.3, 0.7. That's the only two I did. Should be 0.3 and 0.7. Oh, that's what she should have actually look like. I actually could make them like way too. I've had so much trouble getting things to fit, like so many problems, that I eventually just included all these sliders so that there would not be a problem in the future. And I started moving her hair off of her too, because the hair is a big freaking problem. Her hair is pretty set up though. But for whatever reason, they use the physics and they don't align very well on this. Which I don't know why. Because it's like it sticks up over her breast way bigger, but the problem is it shouldn't be that much. I don't think I really changed anything particularly interesting on it. Her hair also looks better if you don't go too crazy with it. I could actually prevent it from going through her body a lot more by just simply limiting the back a bit. I think I reduced its movement considerably or something just because I saw how much of a problem it was causing. But I don't care about that. I'm going to do it right now. Yeah, it's fair. I don't know. I'm okay with anatomically correct. It's just not for this game. Like for the right game, sure. If the game doesn't sell well, anatomically correct could be a thing for the remake of it, where it's, you know, resold as an adult game. Why is there now like adult dating things in here? Oh, it didn't sell well as a normal game. We fixed that. Pretty much. We go pretty short stream tonight by comparison to other nights. I don't even know. We'll see. Maybe not the full 8+ hours or whatever. So as much as I enjoy my $3 for the night, some nights don't enjoy it as much as I do others. Pretty much Pornhub version of Steam, pretty much. I mean, you know, when your game doesn't sell well, not a bad plan to fix it. Yes. Like if mine didn't sell well, I would do that. I would just be like, well, guess I'm making my money back somehow. The thickness on the collision isn't even that high. I could increase it a bit. I don't think that would actually help necessarily, but maybe. I'm gonna have Poppet stand in the light or something so I can see better. Yeah. I mean, you know, there aren't many adult Metroidvanias out there, I'm just saying. Let alone 3D adult ones. Your hair still goes through her body a lot of times, though, too. It's actually kind of sticking sometimes, though. Actually, it's sticking a little better. Then you see on the front, it just goes ham. Like, it looks terrible on the front. I didn't have this problem when it was attached to her body at all. You're not even on. Oh, you were on for some reason. Yeah. It does prevent it from going through her body a little better, though. But what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to change her actual collision on the model to make up for it. Oh yeah, I gave her jiggle. So we're about proper animation here. Like she's really, well, you can't really see the actual size there without the details thing. These are set to about the right size. I can move them down a bit. And in a bit. Let's shrink it all a bit. Where'd you go? Sometimes you can lose things and you're very sad. I'll just shrink these a bunch. This doesn't even match your arm very well. She could have another one at her arm, but we'll just do this. Not ideal. I know I'd only generated the two anyway. Probably should make another actually. But I'm not worried about that area right now. Wish I could see the morph sizes. I didn't think about that when I was doing it. Yeah. You got a foo for hair. Very important. Half the fun of having a female character is you get to make them attractive. So if you don't make them attractive, you kind of waste your opportunities with female characters. Actually, it hits her shoulder pretty well. Still hits her, chest kind of weird. That's still weird on the shoulders a bit too. It actually kind of goes through her shoulders when she tilts her head though. Yeah, it goes through her shoulder, but also sticks up. I think the problem is actually with her hair itself. I'm almost certain it is, actually. I think it's something wrong with the actual way I did her hair. I wanted. Up under your hair. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, like, that seems... Let me just fix this. Maybe the bottoms of it just aren't right. Because I don't know, it looks like those are starting even bending. Or if they are, they're only kind of bending. I think I redid her hair to like a 30 or something like that. That would fall a little harder. Okay, well, I don't know why it sets it to this incredibly huge size, but it's just silly. So we're just going to go through and do this really fast here on the bottom. Because I might have missed some area or something, and maybe that's why it hits funny. I'll just go through and really get it. 100%, so it can't be missed. Oh, the 2D bounce? Let's see. In a second, I'll find it. There you go. That guy will explain how to do it. in 60 seconds. And it's a pretty funny video because very little of it's actually, well, actually it's like, it's 2 minutes long, but most of it has nothing to do with how you do it. It's just, explaining why you need to properly learn to animate, because, and how females are animated, because, it's about being a proper animator and things like that. It's very good. Yeah. Auroral Skies videos are great. Everything I need to hear about how it's done. Yeah, this fixes things here if I just go along and tweak the bottom of her hair. Yeah, I mean, I didn't quite understand how all it was done either, so I followed a tutorial, and if you asked me to just do it out of the blue, I couldn't do it. I 100% could not. But that's a tutorial I was willing to follow. Now she jiggles. I did that for Tinka as well. But I'm going to replace Tinka's model with an updated one because her hair is messed up, so I'm going to not attach her hair and do her hair separate. I'm so tired of having to import the model, fix all the clothes and everything like that because, Daz just hates everything. It fits a little better. Some of it's still kind of floating in the air though, so I'm assuming that's actually just because it's hitting that a little differently, but maybe it fits a little better. We'll find out. Poppet's hair is pretty heavy because it's strand hair. You definitely see it's like looking a little better though. Yeah. There's definitely there's so much known Unreal Engine. That's why I say tutorials are so useful and why it's better than things like Godot and stuff, because there's tutorials for things those things don't exist for a lot of things in Godot. You're like, okay, that sucks. Yeah, they still stick out really far. I don't know why. Because it shouldn't stick out that far. It's going through there, but even then, it's just the collision on her breast is huge. And I mean, she's not untalented, but shouldn't be that big. So let's keep moving them down. Maybe more down here. We'll move this back a little bit. Move this up a bit because I only really care about that. I don't really care about her wrists impacting things. So I'll probably add something later to fix that. But I don't want to keep moving around right now anyway. Testy, testy. That's fair. Yeah, sometimes the tutorials you can just mess up and it's life-hating when you miss a step. Now I've gotten much better at it, so I actually understand what's going on for the most part, but... Oh, it's a little better. Still kind of weird to the sides, especially, too. But in the front, it's a tiny bit better. These lights suck because you want to show people how Poppet looks. You really can't because the stupid bars are in the way. It's really hard to tell how Poppet looks. The switching out to the Mega Lights makes a big difference though, because it was really hard to tell how she looked otherwise. It also kind of bleeds through her hair in the front, which is unfortunate. I need to make her hat bigger or something. So maybe I'll do that, make her hat slightly bigger, sombrero style it. Oh, I know what helps. You can see her much better without the hat. Yeah. But even then, it's still kind of clipping there, right? It's still kind of... I don't get it. I think it's just off to the sides it's doing that, though. It's mostly fine. It looks like it's passable in the front. I don't know, man. Huh. Maybe I gotta redo it or something like that. Oh, let's see. Let's do this here. Let's just shrink things, right? She's small, right? She's tiny. One side's way bigger than the other. And higher up. Sometimes it just goes flying way off into the distance. I'll do that. It's possible I might need to activate and then deactivate just so it gets the new physics location. Oh, ad break. Sad times. Gotta pay them bills somehow. Gotta make the big Twitch bucks. Yeah. The biggest Twitch bucks. It does look like it's a little farther down. It's still kind of weird at the bottom. Save everything. And they're back. Probably. Things saying how long the ad breaks are isn't very good because sometimes the ads are still running for people, even though it says they're not. What's up with that, man? What's up with that? A little better on her. Still kind of huge. It looks like it's moved down though, so I think it just thinks those are huge. Also, there's like one strand of hair that does dumb crap that shouldn't be like that. On her shoulders, it's pretty big still, and that. Yeah, it's still pretty big on her shoulders. Look at that. What the hell's that? Better on her chest now. Still looks like it's hitting stuff off to the sides though. There's still a dress to deal with too. She has gotten better. Definitely more feminine looking from the front too, especially. How it hits her legs. So I need to increase the ones on her legs and decrease the chest ones or move them in more apparently. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, she's a redhead, right? So, you know, gotta have frizzy hair. Isn't that how all redheads are? I finally watched Brave. Like, I'd never really seen it, but I was on animation kick, so I watched it and I was like, yep, same frizzy hair. Every redhead I know, frizzy hair. It's when you learn that having a soul makes your hair not frizzy. That's the secret. They're never beating the allegations now. Oh yeah. No, it looks great in there like that. And in Daz itself, it's fantastic looking, but that's, you know, in Daz. And not in this. Okay, so we're playing around a bit with her legs to make them bigger. She does not have very big legs. I mean, she really doesn't. But, well, actually, what I could do is up the collision on size on these things too, on the other ones. That's true. I can go to clothing here, and I can go through and adjust each one to be bigger. They're already at 2, so they're already colliding more than they should. I don't think I need to be that much bigger, unless are they all at 2? 2, 2, 2. Okay, they're all at 2, so that's not bad. And then I gotta change her chest even more. Guess I could add to her spindly arms here. Giant cloud hopper hands here. Got his big old hand. Apparently. Also another shape on this one too while we're at it. Just fix it while I'm here. Don't think I'm going to change Poppet's model again, so unlikely to. If I do, it can be sad. Why are you turning weird? Good questions. Fix it that way. Like this, just ram it on down to her hand here. Rotate it a little bit. A little better. Shrink it more and more. Rotate it better than that. Shrink that clod hopper hand of hers. The old huge thing. Catches on her dress all the time. Kind of annoying. A little better. And I'm gonna activate and deactivate this, see if it fixes her hair. Yeah, they're collision capsules. Yeah, she's got the basically a look that's closer to like Pixar and DreamWorks, which I think is a much more friendly type of look. Something like that, it gives you, it fits the child wonder look that I was aiming for, as opposed to, I mean, anime is all over the place. I also don't like the anime look very much. Sometimes I do, but a lot of times I don't. But the Pixar and DreamWorks stuff, that they also have the giant eyes too that are on a lot of anime stuff. I definitely don't like the hyper realistic stuff. Nah, not for this. Not really a big fan of hyper realistic things in general, but it's fitting a little better. For some reason, though, it's just doing things off to the sides. It just, I don't understand it. Also up there, it's a little bizarre, too. Like, there's a little bit, a chunk of her hair that's just kind of doing something. Yeah, like, it's just a little bit bizarre. I think it's higher up that it's hitting, like, causing that issue. Her legs are a little better, though. I went and fixed those a bit, and now it's mostly colliding okay with her legs. Sorta. That's right, yeah. I mean, she's a doll, so we don't need realism anywhere. Realism has no place here. Let me get the leg there. It's still kind of catching weird on her leg, though. Not the best light in this room for testing this kind of crap. There can be better light, though. I can just put lots of light. Infinite light. I can see whatever I need. Everything looks like crap, but I can see whatever I need. Yeah, her leg kind of fits funny there. It's actually kind of bleeding through a bit on that one too, isn't it? Kinda. Sorta. Definitely on that leg. Oh yeah, that's not great. So I gotta basically expand out the just both legs a little bit more, I guess. But still better. Looks better in the back too. I guess I muted the desktop audio. I was looking for that video so I didn't accidentally get like some copyright claim crap. Man. Stretchy, stretchy. I think most of my viewers are kind of doing like nursing off whatever happened on Thanksgiving. That's fair. Yeah, I'm definitely working on it here. I keep working on it. Definitely a thing that takes so much extra time. But I need to just keep expanding this thing out because, well, it just kind of hits weird, you know? Even though her legs are super tiny by comparison to this. I mean, she has little legs. You can see like her legs are like barely take up anything like this. You can just see where the legs are at. But then these huge physics thingies are like bigger than her legs by a lot. I can actually up the skirt a little more. That's true. Well, maybe I'll do that. Let me see how it looks first before I get too crazy. Also in the hair, I guess. Yeah, I'm still having issues at the top here. I wonder if it's the hair itself though. As you can see where the hair is hitting funny. I wonder if this one here is just a little messed up. This little bit here that's just sticking down there. We can mess with it a bit more. I'm at 30, right? Here. One of the things I can do is there's a smooth option. And you can click that and it will often get a lot of the lower crap there. So I'll like double smooth it up there a bit, see where it ends up. Might fall apart. Yeah, I mean, combining makes a big difference. I think it's just hitting something where it's all going on here. Over here. And then, yeah, these just like need to just be tiny by comparison. I thought they need to be way bigger, but like they aren't even close to where they're supposed to be. But whatever. The hair gods have decided. I must obey. I end up increasing the thickness more and more on those things. Doing that causes them to not go through stuff as easily, but and what is up with this? Like, look at that. Like, right off to the side there, it's like huge. Only on one side, though. Like, if you look, it's just not fitting on that side. Now it's going through her breast. See, that's part of the problem there. It's they need to be much like higher up. Welcome to the wonderful world of playing with this crap. These do need to be higher up. I think they need to be slightly bigger. Not too big though, because apparently they just barely go through now. And then this shoulder thing must just need to be way smaller. Because it's just hitting in a weird location. I'm going to turn this a different direction. I'm also just going to shrink it. I have the other one now too, so I might as well make it a little more even. Even though they're not specifically attached to another bone, so it's kind of weird, but whatever. I'll position a little better. I was going to do her sleeves too, but I haven't done that yet. This matters because when her hands are at her sides, it can catch on her dress. So it actually does matter. Oh yeah. It's not too bad for guys because guys are very boxy, so you don't need a lot of stuff going on, but for women it is. I see why there's not a lot of female characters in games, so because it is so much more work than it is for a male character. Especially if your character is trying to look pretty with like dresses and stuff like that. Dresses are an abomination when it comes to these things. Long hair, oh my god. The person who did Aerith, you know, in the Final Fantasy remake games is a god. Not only does she have an incredibly long dress on, she has disgustingly long hair, and then she uses the freaking staff as a weapon and doesn't even collide anywhere in there. What a monster. Whoever, I mean, the person who did that's just a champion. A straight up champion. I'm assuming multiple people worked on it, but Jesus. Make your life hard, why don't you? It's like the Dark Souls of collision right there. That is just... Now it's worse than Dark Souls. It's more like I want to be the guy or something like that. It's... You're just like, yep. Hard mode. Meanwhile, Tifa's wearing, you know, this super short outfit. Sure, she's got long hair, but that's it. She's punching and kicking things, so it's way easier to do her. So, you know, 10 out of 10. Would have rather made Tifa. A lot easier. So I got that going, and then... let's see how it looks. I could froof her dress out a little more. I kind of like where her dress is hitting her legs now. Also, I want it to be a little thicker, though. You can change how the cloths are, like what they act like, being all the way from silk up to, like, you know, friggin' 12,000 count cotton, or God knows what it is. Yeah, it hits her legs not bad. It's hitting her a lot better. Now it's hitting her chest terribly, and it's still hitting that side pretty bad on the back. But now it kind of goes through her shoulders. I mean, there's a certain limit on what I can and can't accomplish. It's never going to be perfect, probably, but, well, it could be, but I think it's gotten significantly better. Since now it hits way better in the front. So for now, we're like, her leg one is way too big on that side. You can see where it puffs out, right? So that kind of sucks. Now her chest sticks out way more, a bit in the front. It goes through her shoulders. I mean, you can really tweak this quite a long time to make it look nice if you want. Gotta be careful about it going through. I almost want to move this back, like her shoulders back, and make it a little bigger, but move back. Move her chest back too, for that matter. He's got to go back down some. Some more like that, I think. I don't really care about her midsection terribly much. Technically, her midsection should probably be farther right forward and smaller. She's quite thin. I saw like Miranda when I was doing the And Remember Tomorrow in this. Jesus Christ, her hair had like 9 different cloth physics thingies. It was awful. Yeah, it's funny, and the thing is her hair is moving, so it's not the hair itself that has a problem. It's something over here is like considered too big. But on the other side, it's not. It's still a little too big on her shoulders there. But definitely on that side, it's just, it looks terrible right there. Something higher up. And this one seems like it needs to go farther up. Fine tuning collision. Alright, scans new character's code. Oh yeah, you know, you probably have to rewatch some things. It happens. You know, it's there's so much stuff in this. Practice gets you there. It's so much easier to remember things to practice. The hair still fits a little weird, but it's just gotten better. Now if it's terrible in the back though, look at that. Trying to avoid it going through her back. Oftentimes it just falls forward anyway. It has gotten way nicer though. It has a better movement by far, even though it does go through her body sometimes. Mostly it kind of wraps around. So that's a thing. Just because I had the lights on doesn't mean that, you know, the mechanic changed. Been okay on the legs, still a little off, but now that leg is way too big, you can see it. There's no perfect here. Well, there probably is, but yeah, so the right shoulder is just a little weird. Now the left shoulder is a bit weird too, for that matter. I moved it to try to make it a little better. You could sit there and reduce the, I'm probably just going to move this back forward a little bit. I could reduce the thickness of the stuff, which means I'd have to change all the collision, because each of the claw thingies has a thing, right? And I'll have a... I can pick this one here, and then there's a collision thickness, and one's the default. And you can change these up to really do things like self-collisions like that. Of course, all these things really add to what it costs to do it, so you really don't want to. Like, CCD would make it where it's considerably better, but at the price of being considerably heavier. And, you know, people ain't going to spend that much time looking at it. I mean, it's okay, but, you know, at some point she's in the dark. There's limits to how much you really should do versus going nuts on it. That's kind of what I found, is there's a happy medium of perfection versus not. Yeah, right at her shoulders it kind of collides really bizarrely. So maybe I just change that up a bit. I wonder if the hair even adjusts to the new thing there if I have to do this. Sometimes it doesn't want to do it until you activate and then deactivate and it recalculates everything. And that might be the case. The thing is it uses you have to set the different physics asset for it and then, you know, the model you want. And that's how it knows that it's supposed to follow this physics asset and not itself. Because otherwise, it does have its own, I guess, but the hair physics asset. But the problem with this is that I don't even have it set. There is a file for it though. Actually, well, the reason for it is it won't collide off of the doll. It won't collide off of Poppet. It uses its own asset. So that's how it knows. I'll tweak it a little bit and then I'll go do something else. It's only fun to do for a little bit of time, then it's really tedious. Yeah, next ad break, I'm gonna grab some water or something. It doesn't look too bad. Still a little bit on that leg there. Tiny bit. But on average, Still hitting funny on that shoulder a bit. I think it's gotten a bit better though. It's definitely gonna have some problems though, because now it kind of goes through the shoulder, but it's also too high. Ugh. At least she doesn't look like a dude in the front anymore. She's got more curves. Game already 110% more playable because more curves. Yeah. Yeah, I may make it a shorter night just because, I mean, it's a night of lower viewership, and I'm never going to do more resting up on certain nights. This is the better nights to do it. And let's work tonight too. I didn't have to work today either, so that helped. I didn't feel good yesterday though, so. But I definitely find that I tend to get less healthy the more I do these things and forget to take days where I don't. Because then on my days off, I tend to just do other work or different things. So it's just like a nightmare. I don't know. Oh. But definitely get some water in. I mean, I'll probably still go until like, probably still like 5 or 6 hours, but I don't know if I'll do the 8+ this time around. Might take a slow break from that sort of thing. Problem with having this setup here is it doesn't really match these windows. These windows are like the bane of my existence. And we'll grab some water real fast. I'll be right back. Oh, VR Batman? VR games suck. It looks so terrible. I saw that. I was like, this game looks okay. It's like, oh, it's VR. Oh. Okay, well, I'm not interested anymore. Thank you. Like, well, why? Why would you want VR intentionally? Yeah. Why don't they just copy the original thing that they did for the previous Arkham games that was, like, beloved by people? And just expand upon that? I mean, we live in the day and age of, you know, creative bankruptcy and them just copying everything, so why can't they copy the good stuff? Why they gotta copy crap? Maybe I'll move these three over. Put a bunch of space in between these. What's a little more interesting. I want them to go through this window in order to get into this area. Jump around. I think. Well, if I have these bookshelves here, then, well, the problem is as long as these blocks exist, you could easily get up onto anything. I don't think these blocks should be in this room anymore. What am I gonna do with these blocks? I wasn't using them for the magician, but mostly so you could throw them. Second. Yeah, I don't know, that game looks mediocre from what I saw in the little Twitch trailer thingies where they're just like, oh look, this. I'm like, hey, cool. Neat. I don't know what to do with this room. I really don't. Hmm. 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 More enemies to fight, probably. Right, he's done holding back. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely a thing. Definitely a thing that I have no interest in. Guess I can make some enemies or something. Level design is just not feeling like what I want to do today. Some days I'm just all about it. It's like, yeah, I want to make stuff. And other days I'm like, Yes, actually 2 days ago I made a weapon. That was interesting enough. Guess I could go through and start placing more enemies in places where they're going to be. Make it all the way up to fighting Patrick as a thing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to schedule that massage while reminding myself here. As expensive as they are. The difference is night and day. Starting to have like numbness and tingling in my arms, and it just becomes hard to work. You got appointments on the 2nd? Oh shit, son, that ain't far away. When I want to go for that appointment? Like 4:45 and then getting out during rush hour? That sucks. Still 4:45 gets the job done. Oh. Yeah, some stuff can be pretty rough. I'm not a big fan of sound work. Like having to constantly go through and check each sound to see if it sounds good is just the worst thing ever. So I'm not a big fan of that. Yeah. Definitely the right things can be super fun. Other ones are just do that real fast. Thinking about it. Schedule on the 2nd. That seems great. Yeah. Well, there go all those Twitch profits. At least Twitch is fun. And if I didn't have the random health problems where I just suddenly start to feel not great, I would stream all the time. Don't get old, right? Don't get old. Yeah, sounds like music I like a lot. Well, I don't like making it because I don't know how to make it really. But I don't mind testing it out, see if it looks good or sounds good because it just sounds nice. New DLC, yeah. What it feels like, health DLCs. I wonder if it's just like stress on the body that causes this or something like that. I've noticed health problems have really come back in the last few weeks. And the big difference I've been doing is I've been doing so much work and streaming at the same time, and it's just not included enough hours to sleep or get enough exercise or anything like that. So it's probably a problem. I probably need to dial it back to streaming less hours, maybe like 6 a night or something instead of like 8 to 11 or whatever it is. Something. I don't know. Won't do any good if I end up with health problems. But I've been building momentum so much on here that it's kind of exciting. So it's like, yeah. Bone pain? I haven't got that yet. Well, I guess that's probably incorrect because I have like messed up neck. And probably some messed up back things. I never could get them to MRI my back. I'm like going, but the back has a problem. There's no do. It's like, it has to be your neck. And they look at my neck and it's like, it's not your neck. I'm like, okay, well, at least the back. But it's not your back. He didn't even look. Okay, well, good job, guys. Can I pay to have an MRI? No. Oh, doctor has to recommend it. It's not even invasive. They just run it and they put you in a machine and just spin the dumb thing. Like, you lay there. It's boring. I've done, a couple of them, actually. They let me do my head. It's fine. I'm just like, man. Yeah, pretty much. Don't need help. Like I say, some nights I'm just like all about it. Yesterday I was feeling worse. Today I'm still feeling a bit off from what I was, but you can tell by my level of drive is so much lower than it was normally. Yeah. Guess I can miss some enemies or something. But I just do not have it like I normally would. That's okay. Yeah, low points. I just need to be healthy, Smile. I guess I should make some more enemies or something. I'll make a new noober. New guy. I don't know what we're making. I mean, I can also sit there and keep tweaking the current enemies so that they're not as, crappy too. Actually, I think I'm going to call it tonight. I'm really not feeling that great, and it just seems like it's getting worse. Sorry to be that guy, but man, starting to feel the numbness to get worse and worse in my arms. I'm just going, man, it hurts to move my arms to do this. Good. Yeah. I'm definitely sorry to cut it short tonight, guys. Like, yeah. But yeah. Well, I mean, thanks for swinging by and chatting with me. I mean, I want to keep streaming, but man, I usually find like my legs have been like numb the whole time. I've just been used to that. But now that my arms are getting numb, it's like pushing the buttons is hard. I was like, this is terrible, terrible plan. Head's still fine mostly. But yeah, I'm gonna call. I'll be hanging out, I guess, in the Discord or something like that. But I think I need to make a point of stressing myself less. As much as I enjoy growing on Twitch and I want to keep doing it, man, health first. All right. I'll catch everyone later. See ya.